Organ yogan no sam sam pema geso dompo la yashin joni jodune pema joni jisu dra godo gandro mambo ko kiki jisu japsu ke jenge lapse seksu so guru pema siddhi ho. Tashi delay, I'm making this quick video on some concerns that my friends, family, loved ones, even my enemies, they all have a little bit of anxiety over the current global situation and multitude of wars happening in this world. The first thing that comes to mind is, number one, we have good karma, and we are not involved in those wars physically. However, our mind goes there, and then it's involved. We have that involvement in that way. It is quite unfortunate that the people there and all beings in the area are undergoing a tremendous amount of suffering. Could it have been prevented? Maybe. The Dalai Lama says, once karma has come to fruition, there's really nothing we can do about it. Fighting war with more war and contra moves and all that just creates more in the cycle of samsara. The Dalai Lama also said, all wars start in our own mind with I like or I don't like. And of course we have an attachment to things, our possessions, our loved ones, and so forth and so on. Our neighbors, our neighboring countries. However, the mind can switch to aversion, to pushing away that. You'll see that in our own personal relationships. Things can be all lovey-dovey one day, and then the next there's a little bit of a, scrap, conflict. I don't like you. I don't like it when you do that. Escalating to, further down the line, I fucking hate your guts. Sorry for the language, but this is the way we are with our speech these days. To even entering each other in our own home. And a prime example of that, where it got off the charts, was during COVID, when we had to be in a shared space with our loved ones. And that soon became an area of conflict. So we currently are not in conflict. We're not in a physical war zone. However, I've noticed with, some people, I talk to them briefly and they talk about, such and such a war here and there and more terrible events happening. And I explained to them that, where our heart goes out to all that suffering there. However, not to be arguing about, oh, it's this country's fault or that country's fault, or it's not that country's fault rather than, the military complex and all of these different things. Along with that, we got social media with AI creating all kinds of misinformation. It's off the charts. We don't know what to believe anymore. Some say, oh, schools and innocent people and kids are being hit and this and that, and it's for that reason. Or for really, there's always wars have been created over resources, always to get more of our precious resources that could be, or we may have plenty ourselves, but we don't want any other country to get them because they might become more greater or more powerful than us when we're trying to make ourselves great again, when we're a failing and falling empire. It'd be good for us to, not stay at home and boxed in and feeling depressed and there's nothing we can do about it. Myself and a friend went out the other day, and because he was feeling all jammed up, he'd watched a couple of hours of the tube screen time and was all spinning in his head and the world's falling apart and this and that. I said, well, we can act locally, think locally, but we can also think globally as well, but acting locally. And so we went out and we talked to people and we helped them out in different things. And it was very enriching. We came back at the end of the day and felt very, very nourished, even though we had given our assistance to others in many different ways. There's nothing bragging about, it's how we can benefit others within our capacity. There's always somebody worse off than us. There's always somebody we can help out. And in doing so, this mutual helping of self and other is very enriching to the mind. And of course, we can pray to our gods, our gurus, whatever we believe in, our higher self, doesn't matter. Asking and requesting for peace in those regions, which these days it seems like a stretch, but the main thing is we ask ourselves to be at peace and not to engage in any conflict with our neighbors, driving a car, typing out on Facebook behind our computer, our screen shield. Oh, it's like this, that, and this, you dick, or, and these guys are right, or that guy is right, and we're just getting caught up in that. And then it becomes our karma. We're taking on some of the karma of what's happening in other countries. We're getting pulled in. People's drama is their karma. How we react is ours. And unfailingly, one has protection when they recite the 7-line prayer. Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava. Hoing Ogen Yogen Uzam Sam Pema Geso Dombola Yachin Joni Jodrune Pema Joni Jisudra Goro Gandro Mambo Gor Kiki Zizu Zapsu Ki Jenge Lapsu Siksu So Guru Pema Siddhi Om. and just rest. Allow the thoughts to arise and pass without grabbing them or without pushing them away. If you can't do that, well, your backup plan, just you can pretend that you're Rambo, but you're not harming anyone. Because, as we know, in the Buddhist tradition, and the Buddha said, once you kill someone, you set yourself into the hell realm. Hell realm, you've seen it, people coming back from war with PTSD, and they don't know what their reality is, and they're completely engulfed in rage and delusion, PTSD. It's just off the charts. And they had loved ones, now they can't be with them because they just want to punch them out. All these kind of things. You've seen it. It's already there. Don't go to war. It's that simple. Don't. Even if somebody comes knocking your door and say you need to go to war, don't go to war. When somebody's talking to you in the coffee shop about this, that, and the other, and they want to argue about something, don't go to war with them. It's not a war, but it's conflict. And that's how it all starts. So with that, much peace to yourself, and finding peace within yourself. We can just be kind and extend that out to others.